Next, we got how Tyler, the creator, just destroyed every new rapper. Tyler is no stranger of speaking his mind. Let's be real with it. Whether he's trolling or not, sometimes you don't know if he's trolling, but there's always sprinkles of truth in it, even when he's trolling.
They always say there's some truth to a joke.
All right. That being said, if you're new to the channel, do not forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up, slap that red button. If you want to see more videos like this, thumbs up, comment in the comments so that we know you want to see more videos like this. Otherwise, we won't know.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Let go.
All right, let's get it.
Time where so much of the rap world has just made a mockery of what the genre stands for. One of the most acclaimed, gifted, and respected rappers of the modern era has finally spoken up and called out all of the musical grifters running around and trying to sell themselves off as rappers, as in a recent interview.
He said all the musical grifters. All right.
Gifted and respected rappers of the modern era has finally spoken up and called out all of the musical grifters running around and trying to sell themselves off as rappers, as in a recent interview. None other than Tyler, the creator, bashed the current state of hip-hop for so many reasons that the world needed to hear from an artist of his magnitude, and now while some people have accused Tyler of doing this for attention or as a result of him becoming bitter and out of touch with the ever-changing trends in hip-hop, when you look at everything Tyler says and just how nuanced and detailed he gets when it comes to this warning shot he has given to the entire rap world, you can see that what he is saying is so much more than just some shade being thrown out, because with everything he has had to say, he isn't dissing other rappers to start beef or drama, but he is fighting to preserve the very identity of what hip-hop and really music culture stands for in a way. And now as we dive deeper into everything Tyler has said in one of the most crazy and viral interviews that has come from any rapper in quite some time, by the end of it all, you will be even more shocked about everything than you would think on the surface, because the way Tyler pulls the curtain and exposes everyone, it will really have you questioning the entire landscape of the music industry and the people who are being positioned to spearhead the future of hip-hop. So now with this Tyler the Creator interview, as he spoke with Maverick Carter, Tyler went on a rant where he came out so much of what has been dominating the hip-hop landscape over the past few years, and now specifically addressing everything in the rap world that before the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef really had people questioning the long-term stability of rap music as a whole. Tyler had three main points about everything horrible going on in the rap world right now that, when he connected, put together a shocking picture that in most eras would be any rapper's worst nightmare. And now to begin to address this problem that so many current rappers are seemingly a part of. The first thing Tyler talked about is the pure intent behind so many of the people making music today, which, as he described, is no longer about putting compelling art into the world and instead is more about posing as a musician to be treated as such by the industry, but then just releasing what Tyler calls meme records. And as Tyler puts these artists on blast for pretty much exposing themselves, for showing their true nature, which is, of course, that they are making music to exploit algorithms and the digital media landscape, as opposed to creating something genuinely powerful that can resonate with human beings and not machines.
All right. Where that's very true, because the landscape right now basically looks flat. It all looks the same.
Yeah.
It's not well rounded. There's not enough. Hold on.
This is the first.
So there's not enough diversity. Like everybody in the 90s, that's why they call it classic era, in the early 2000s, sounded different. You knew who was who. Now everybody's sounding the same. They all got these catchy little hooks.
And that's it.
The songs are like a minute and 50 seconds. They really have no substance at all. Just catchy little hooks, stupid little things in between that absolutely mean nothing. It kind of is frustrating to somebody that wants to hear music with substance. You want to feel something when you hear music. That's the whole purpose of music, is feeling. It's expression.
Yes.
How are you really truly expressing yourself if everything you're doing is exactly synonymous with what else is out there? You know what I mean? It all coincides with each other. It's all in the same ecosystem. It's like we're eating this same bland gulp, kind of like the Matrix. Remember that porridge they were eating?
I never watched The Matrix.
All right, so the Matrix, they were eating this porridge, but it all tasted the same. It was all the same. It was this bland goop. It almost looked like oatmeal. You know what I mean? So imagine, it's like the same bowl of oatmeal, nothing added. Nobody does anything to it. Like I might have my oatmeal with some blueberries, you know what I'm saying, to sweeten it up, you know, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of brown sugar, however, and you might have yours differently. You might like yours plain, or you might like yours with cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
But we all don't like our oatmeal the same.
Yeah.
We all don't like our food the same.
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of like food for thought. It's almost like you got to treat the music industry the same way.
Yeah.
We don't all consume music the same way.
Exactly.
But this is exactly what the mainstream is pushing. They want us all to consume music the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's no difference than, you know what I'm saying, back in the day where the DJs and all of that stuff would have the same exact music, the same exact song spinning to get you, you know, it was the same way. They basically just forced it in our ears.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, there were songs that we all used to hate, but we ended up used to liking because you used to hear it so much.
Yeah.
It was almost basically their mind control. They were programming us. You know, it's the same thing that's going on now. And with
It's
the
just worse.
algorithm, there's no difference. But now it is just watering down the sound. At least before there was a little bit of diversity.
Yeah.
You know, and then it started becoming where whatever was hot, if it was the South, you know, if it was a South artist, that's what they would be playing. If it was West artists, that's what they would be playing. And then it just became what it is today. Mm-hmm. It's bland. It's very bland. No flavor, nothing.
They don't call it TikTok. Like I'll look in the comments. Who's here and not because of TikTok? Who's here because, you know, like.
Yeah, because they actually are feeling the
or
song.
TikTok
they like the song.
Sent me here, or you know, like it either or. But it's like that's the era we living in.
And TikTok does have its place because there are artists that were, you know, just regular day people, and they became something. Like somebody that I think that came out of the TikTok era that got something to say is Scarlett.
Yeah.
Central C.
Mm-hmm.
All these people are great, great artists. And I think Central C blew up before TikTok. But what I'm saying is it will create good artists. But at the same time, it also creates that bland sound that everybody decides to go with.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Ice Spice. That's that bland. That's that, you know, bland oatmeal.
Kurt and Tyler is trying to pull in the industry by just waking people up to the fact that so many of the new rappers who have been getting pushed by the industry do not have the same intentions that all great artists historically had. And as there have been so many rappers who release music that literally just feels like a joke with how mind-numbing it is and how some people are still accepting this. This was very important for Tyler to say, and just to wake people up to what is really going on right in front of them, and now building on this. Because of the nature of artists making music that aims to be a viral joke over everything else, so much of what has been released within the hip-hop space has become redundant, and more than ever. From rappers to producers, feels like everyone is trying to clone each other and take somebody else's signature sound and wave. And while Tyler may have specifically targeted Ian for pretty much just being the definition of this cookie-cutter mold of artist that is trying to take over right now, his point about all of this goes much further than just talking about how rappers stealing other rappers' sounds has never been worse, because as a result of artists pretty much not trying to be original, and then the fact of them copying things for dollars as opposed to creating art in directions that they are actually inspired by. This isn't just limiting creativity, but this low-effort way of making music has translated into every single aspect of these new rappers' brands. As when it comes to translating this viral hype from algorithms into live performances that are supposed to captivate audiences, Tyler calls out the hip-hop landscape of today for delivering some of the most lousy and lazy performances of any cloth of musicians ever. And now somebody calling out the entirety of hip-hop for doing this on this level is really long overdue, because aside from the superstars who truly know how to command a stage like Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, and of course Tyler himself, the majority of current rappers' live shows are genuinely horrible, as from rapping over pre-recorded vocals, which is another aspect of performing that Tyler has been...
That is horrible. I've said that. I've said it a million times. I think when you rap over pre-recorded vocals, when you double the track like that, it sounds horrible. It just completely messes up everything. You might as well lip sync to your own music if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just absolutely makes no sense to me.
And of course Tyler himself. The majority of current rappers' live shows are genuinely horrible, as from rapping over pre-recorded vocals, which is another aspect of performing that Tyler has been super critical about in the past, because it really just is a lazy crutch for most people who use it, to the fact that so many rappers performing don't bring any energy or interesting dynamic at their shows whatsoever. These live performances have become a direct extension of how devoid of life and identity that the music of so many of these new rappers have been putting out is, which now even building more on Tyler's point about all of this, is a direct reason why hip-hop ticket sales are down across the board right now and why more rappers' tours are flopping, and now bringing all of this together. Tyler's whole point about this was not to just criticize a lot of the new rappers out right now for being lousy musicians and really being nothing more than a disposable brand ambassador who is mimicking hip-hop, but instead, it was to illustrate the greater point that with all these musicians who do not care at all about their art, which is clear through not just the way they create their music, but through the way they conduct themselves and always spend all of their time in the limelight talking about any other ridiculous thing, but the actual product they are promoting, which is of course the music. These rappers and the inherent values they are projecting have destroyed the worth of the actual music they are supposed to be known for putting out. And this has caused a downfall in the entire music industry, as from fans who can't even articulate why they dislike an album because the thing is made so haphazardly and treated so disposably, to the rappers who spend their marketing and press campaigns for music gossiping and talking about drama, instead of convincing people why to actually care about the body of work they are putting out. Tyler brought up all of these points to slam the modern music industry and the direction it has been heading in, because as it stands, the value of the album is spiraling down a rapid hole that it may never come back from. But this is not necessarily because people don't care about albums, because as we have seen, especially in rap this year, when the right people drop, they do create massive moments that people can actually pay attention to and have some sort of discourse about. But generally speaking, so many of the rappers occupying the mainstream landscape right now have tired out listeners and made them untrusting of the musical products they are putting out. And as this criticism is coming from somebody like Tyler the Creator, whose last 3 albums have all been massive successes and arguably all classics in their own regard, as they have all solidified themselves as their own defining cultural moments, there could not be a better voice projecting this message, because Tyler is screaming at the music world to do one thing that so many rappers today don't even consider, which is just to care about what they are doing and appreciate the art that they make, because if they don't, nobody ever will. And in this world that we are starting to live in today, where most artists' album sales are dropping viciously, I mean, Tyler literally already proved his point in this interview as soon as he finished talking about all this, because he told Maverick Carter that all of his negative comments are going to be the moments everyone clips up and talks about from this interview. Meanwhile, they will miss the context of why he made these points in the first place. And overall, the positive message Tyler is trying to have reach all of us through it, because while he may be putting other artists who are younger than him down, which may make him look like a hater and an old head, what Tyler is doing here is more respectable than anything else we have seen recently, because in this time where the actual idea of the music itself is being devalued and artists are just letting this happen without a care in the world, as the internet is trying to put the pieces together of what Tyler said, who he is calling out, and what he is trying to accomplish, as you understand that he is just trying to make a music world value the thing it was put in place to do, instead of staying on this path where artists are making a mockery of the word hip-hop and are trying to destroy everything that was once sacred. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you going to join him?
Alright, so lyricism, everything, to the complexity, to what you're talking about, the dialogue in the music, that all matters. And I am seeing a little shift back towards that. I am seeing certain artists starting to step out and say, hey, you know what? No, I'm going to talk about my life, my things, the reason why I'm special, and I'm going to give you my story.
Yeah. And
I personally feel, and this is no slight against women, I feel like the reason why women's sales are down is because it's the same old thing. Talk about WAP, talk, and then shake your butt.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no talent there. There's not the Lauryn Hills. And I'm not saying that they have to be like Lauryn Hill. But, I even seen Lotto follow this. Like when Lotto first came out, I'm like, yo, she's so fire. She don't have to sell sex, none of that. What is she doing now? Now you see her in videos twerking and doing that, where Lotto wasn't doing that when she first came out. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of girls that actually have talent, and they're even getting into this mindset. So it is switching up. I think for women, a lot of women are all doing the same thing. They're trying to sell sexy. Mm-hmm. But sell you. You don't have to sell booty. You can sell your mind. As smart as you are, sell lyricism.
Yeah.
I know that there's a female out there that could put something together, like Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott never had you know what I'm saying? She'd have a bunch of girls around her shaking her butt, but she didn't have to shake her butt to do it.
Yeah.
She was selling her lyrics. Even when she lost all the weight, she still didn't go out there and do all that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let's see if there's anything left to it. Hold on.
So now with all this said, let me know. What do you feel about all the drama Tyler, the Creator, has stirred up, and do you agree with him or not? I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this, and if you want to see why Lil Wayne has some serious beef with Drake that's about to boil over and may just change how the two of them create music for the rest of their career, check out the suggested video.
Alright, so we did that suggested video.
Yeah.
We definitely did that suggested video. We're going to link it behind this one. We did that suggested video. It's pretty interesting. Who is it? I forgot this guy's name, man. Fantastic Hip Hop. Shout out to him. I love the way he does his breakdowns. I love the way he, gets real deep into what's going on. He gives you, little tidbits, but he also makes you think.
Yeah.
He doesn't force a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He just steers you to whatever's going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whichever way you decide to take it, you take it. Whichever, whatever you decide to think about it. What did you think about this? Do you agree with Tyler?
I do. And it's funny because the only thing that kept popping into my head about Tyler, the Creator, because I never listened to him, is Hobson. Now you trying to cuss? Eating cockroach.
so Hobson was dissing.
Yeah.
Tyler's always been against what the mainstream thought. He was always outside of the bubble.
Yeah.
He always thought outside of the bubble. That's why Tyler's music.
But I was like, Hobson was going after everybody at that time.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, but I was a Hobson listener.
Yep.
So that's why.
But even somebody like Hobson, you could say he fell into that category because at first he sounded a lot like Eminem.
Hmm?
The whole style and everything, and then he found his own lane. You know what I mean? That being said, what are your guys' thoughts? Put them in the comments. We out of here.